Have you ever felt like you were created for something more? Like your life is meant to go beyond just working, earning, and surviving? Maybe deep inside, you feel a calling, a pull from your heart that whispers, you were made for something greater. That feeling, my dear brothers and sisters, is not your imagination. It may be a sign that Allah is preparing you for a career with true purpose. In this world, millions wake up every day, go to jobs they don't enjoy, and come back feeling empty. They chase money, but feel no meaning. They achieve success, but lack peace. But some people, just a few, feel different. They feel chosen. They feel restless in ordinary jobs. They feel inspired to help others. They feel guided by strange but powerful signs along their path. And these signs are not random. They are from Allah. A career with purpose is more than a job. It is a life mission. It is when Allah plants something special in your heart, a dream, a goal, a desire to serve His creation. He begins preparing your soul, shaping your experiences, and guiding your journey. Sometimes it's through pain, sometimes through inspiration, but always with wisdom. When you are on the path to something greater, Allah trains you before He elevates you. He doesn't just give you success, He prepares you for it. So if you've been questioning your path, feeling lost in routine, or wondering why certain things are happening to you, stay with us. Because today, you might discover that everything you've been going through was never random. It was part of Allah's plan to prepare you for your real mission. And before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers so you never miss the content that brings your soul closer to its purpose. Sign 1. Allah is taking you out of your comfort zone. There comes a time in life when everything feels like it's falling apart. The plans you had made fall through, the people you depended on walk away, and the places that once brought you joy begin to feel empty. You feel as though you're being pushed out of the life you once knew. And it hurts. But this pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Allah is gently, and sometimes forcefully, taking you out of your comfort zone. Because comfort may feel good, but it doesn't always lead to growth. And growth is what Allah wants for you. When Allah wants to elevate a believer, He often starts by shaking their world. It might feel like you're being broken, but in reality, you are being built. The pain you feel is not a sign that Allah has abandoned you. It's a sign that He is near. Just as a seed must crack open for a tree to grow, your soul must be stretched for your true potential to emerge. Allah sees what you do not. He knows what lies ahead of you, and He knows that to prepare you for a meaningful, purposeful life, He needs to separate you from things that keep you average. So when life pulls you away from what's familiar, don't panic. If you're forced to leave a job, change cities, or let go of relationships, know that Allah is guiding your steps. You're not being punished, you're being positioned for something greater. Maybe you had become too attached to your current lifestyle. Maybe your dreams were too small. Maybe your talents were hidden under layers of comfort and ease. So Allah, in His mercy, disturbs your comfort to awaken your calling. When you're outside your comfort zone, everything becomes more real. Your dua becomes deeper. Your faith becomes stronger. Your reliance on Allah becomes firm. That's when you begin to grow. You stop depending on people, and you start depending on Him. You stop chasing status, and you start chasing purpose. You stop living by routine, and you start living with intention. And this, dear believer, is the beginning of transformation. You may feel lonely in this process, but remember, the road to greatness is often walked alone. The best people in Islamic history, our prophets, scholars, and heroes, were all taken out of their comfort zones before they reached their purpose. They were tested, pushed, and tried. But through these trials, they became vessels of light for the world. You are no different. If you are facing difficulty right now, if you are being forced to change directions, do not despair. Instead, rise up with hope in your heart, because Allah only takes you away from what you know when He wants to take you somewhere better. Let this discomfort be your signal. Let it awaken your soul and remind you that you were not created for a life of ease and routine. You were created to walk with purpose, to make a difference, to serve, to rise, and to shine. And before you can do all that, Allah must refine you. So thank Him for taking you out of your comfort zone. It's not a curse, it's a gift. Sign 2. You feel deep restlessness with normal jobs. Have you ever sat at your desk, stared at your computer screen, and silently asked yourself, is this it? Even though you have a stable job, a decent paycheck, and everything seems okay on the outside, your soul feels empty. You feel disconnected. Every morning feels like a burden. Every task feels like a routine with no heart. You're not ungrateful, but something deep inside whispers, you were made for more than this. That inner voice, that quiet discomfort, that constant restlessness. It's not random. It could be a sign from Allah that He's preparing you for a career filled with deeper meaning and purpose. This restlessness isn't about laziness. You're not running away from hard work. In fact, you're willing to work harder, if only it meant something. If only your work helped people, brought benefit, or brought you closer to Allah. But instead, your current job feels like a prison. You feel like you're just going through the motions. Your heart craves something greater, something that aligns with your values, your passion, and your faith. You feel like your talent is being wasted, your ideas are being ignored, and your soul is shrinking. Many people feel this way, but they ignore it. They numb the feeling with distractions, entertainment, or false positivity. But a believer sees things differently. A believer knows that when the heart is unsettled, it is often Allah's way of guiding you to a better path. When Allah wants more from you, He makes the average life feel unbearable. When Allah wants you to rise, He makes staying down painful. Your restlessness is not a flaw. It's a signal. It's a whisper from your soul that Allah is calling you to step into your true purpose. This doesn't mean you should quit your job overnight, but it does mean you should start listening. What makes your heart come alive? What skills has Allah given you? What problems in the world break your heart the most? These are signs pointing you toward your purpose. Maybe you were meant to teach, to build, to create, to counsel, to serve, or to lead. And maybe your current job, no matter how secure it seems, is not the final destination. It's just part of the journey. When you feel this deep discomfort, don't be afraid to explore it. Make dua and ask Allah for clarity. Ask Him to guide your heart and open doors that lead to purpose. You were not created to just work, pay bills, and die. You were created to worship, to serve, to leave a legacy, to inspire, and to reflect the light of Islam through your actions, even in your career. So if your current job doesn't allow you to live that way, maybe that's why your heart is so uneasy. The world needs people who are alive inside. The Ummah needs doctors, engineers, designers, entrepreneurs, artists, and workers who are driven not just by money, but by meaning. People who work not only to earn, but to serve. You could be one of them. You could be the one who brings faith and excellence together. But for that to happen, you must stop settling for normal if normal doesn't feed your soul. This feeling of restlessness is part of Allah's plan. He places this discomfort in your heart not to punish you, but to push you, to wake you up, to remind you that you were created for something greater. Don't ignore that feeling. Don't drown it in doubt or fear. Instead, nurture it. Start learning new skills. Start volunteering. Start planning. And above all, start praying for direction. Allah sees your efforts, even if no one else does. And when the time is right, He will move you into a space where your work becomes your worship. Sign 3. Allah sends you unexpected lessons and people. Sometimes, in the most ordinary moments of life, something extraordinary happens. You meet someone who says exactly what your heart needed to hear. You hear a lecture that answers a question you've been silently asking. A random post on social media shifts your mindset. A stranger shares a story that inspires you deeply. These are not coincidences, they are divine signs. When Allah is preparing you for a career with purpose, He begins to teach you in ways you didn't expect. He sends you lessons, messages, and people who carry wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. These are signs that Allah is working in your life even when you don't see the full picture. You may not be enrolled in a classroom, but your life becomes the school. The events, the challenges, the encounters, they all become your teachers. Allah begins to teach you through situations, people, failures, and even heartbreaks. These lessons shape your thinking, expand your heart, and open your eyes to what truly matters. Sometimes it's not a person who teaches you something directly. It's their behavior, their pain, their journey. You watch someone struggle with dignity, and it teaches you resilience. You see someone give generously, and it teaches you selflessness. You see someone live with purpose, and it awakens your desire to do the same. These moments don't just happen randomly. They are carefully designed by the one who knows your soul best. Allah sends the right people at the right time, and they often come without warning. A mentor, a friend, a co-worker, or even a stranger. Anyone could be the vessel through which Allah sends His guidance. Sometimes, even the people who hurt you are a part of the plan. They teach you strength, patience, and wisdom. Every interaction, every person, every word carries a seed that may help you grow into the person you're meant to become. If you look closely at your life, you'll realize that some of your most powerful changes came from unexpected places. You didn't plan it. You didn't seek it. But Allah brought it to you. Why? Because He loves you. Because He wants good for you. Because He sees the purpose you are yet to fulfill. Allah begins shaping your heart and mind for something greater by placing people and experiences in your path to teach you exactly what you need at each stage of your journey. Sometimes the lessons are gentle. Other times, they shake you to your core. But they are always purposeful. You might not understand why Allah sent someone into your life until years later, when the pieces finally connect. And you realize that if it weren't for that conversation, that meeting, that pain, you wouldn't be where you are today. Allah always works with wisdom, even if it feels unclear at the time. The people He sends are not always meant to stay. Some are just messengers to awaken your purpose and move you forward. When these people and moments appear in your life, pay attention, reflect, take notes, learn. Ask Allah to help you see the wisdom in every encounter, because the more you open your heart to learn, the more Allah will teach you. This is how He prepares your soul for the work ahead. A career with purpose isn't just about skills or talent. It's about having the heart, wisdom, and faith to carry the weight of that purpose. And Allah, the most merciful, makes sure you are equipped with everything you need through these divine lessons. So if lately you've been meeting people who inspire you, if you're hearing words that speak directly to your soul, or if life is teaching you hard truths, smile. You're being prepared. You're being refined. You're not alone. These are all signs that Allah is shaping you for something greater than you imagined. Sign 4. You feel a strong desire to help others. There comes a time when you start to feel like life isn't just about you. Your heart begins to care deeply about others, their struggles, their pain, their dreams. You start thinking, how can I make a difference? This desire isn't forced. It grows naturally inside you, like a fire that won't stop burning. You want to give, serve, uplift, and support. This, dear brother or sister, is not a random feeling. It's a powerful sign from Allah that He is preparing you for a career with purpose. The world today is full of people who are lost, lonely, and hurting. Sometimes, all it takes is one kind person to change someone's life. If you feel a strong desire to be that person, to bring healing, guidance, or support, it means your heart is waking up to your purpose. Not everyone is called to help others, but when Allah plants this desire inside you, it's a sign of great mercy and responsibility. It means Allah wants to use you as a tool of goodness in His creation. You may not have a big platform, you may not have all the resources, but you have the intention, and that's where it begins. Maybe you want to teach children, care for the elderly, counsel the brokenhearted, support the poor, speak up for the voiceless, or simply make someone's day better. That desire in your heart isn't something to ignore. It's Allah choosing you to be part of something greater than yourself. A career that doesn't just earn money, but earns du'as, earns blessings, earns rewards from Allah. Helping others brings a type of peace that money can't buy. It lights up your soul. It gives meaning to your work. It connects you to people in ways that remind you of what truly matters. When your work becomes a way to serve others, it turns into worship. It becomes sadaqah. And Allah multiplies that reward again and again. A career with purpose doesn't just give you success in this world, it gives you success in the next life too. You may have noticed that your heart feels pain when others suffer. You feel restless when you see injustice or sadness. You want to do something. That's a pure sign of a heart guided by Allah. Many people ignore this. They block it out, saying it's not my problem. But a person with a heart guided by Allah can't look away. They feel responsible. They feel called. That calling is not to be ignored. Maybe you've tried working in careers that only focus on numbers, deadlines, or profit, but your soul didn't feel alive. That's because your heart was created to serve. You want a job that helps others, brings healing, spreads goodness, and uplifts souls. This is a beautiful sign that your heart is in sync with your purpose. Allah does not give this feeling to everyone. If you have it, it means you've been chosen. So don't doubt yourself. Don't tell yourself you're too small, too unqualified, or too late. You have something unique that someone in the world needs, and Allah will guide you to them. If you stay sincere, make dua, and keep taking small steps. Start with what you have. Offer your help to your community. Volunteer, learn, grow. Make your intention to serve others for the sake of Allah, and watch how He opens doors for you. You'll be amazed at the people you meet, the lessons you learn, and the opportunities that start to come your way. So now you know, if you're feeling that restlessness, if you're meeting the right people at the right time, if your heart is pushing you toward something meaningful, it's not by chance. Allah is guiding you. He is preparing your heart, your mind, and your soul for a career that goes beyond this world. A career that brings real value, real reward, and real peace. Never ignore the signs. Even the smallest feeling, the quietest thought, could be a message from your Creator. Don't let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others stop you. If Allah is calling you to a life of purpose, then trust Him. Take the first step, and He will guide the rest. Remember, success is not just about titles and money. True success is when your work becomes your worship, when your purpose serves people and pleases Allah. May Allah bless you with a career full of purpose, barakah, and impact. And before you go, please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers. Your support helps us reach more hearts around the world with the light of Islam.